Welcome to week 11. Now, this week is another live coding session, and we're going to be talking about natural language processing or text analytics. We're going to be using the NLTK, which is the Natural Language Toolkit library in Python. So a couple of things I wanted to start off with just to kind of show you. First of all, here's the website. In order to use the NLTK, you do a pip install NLTK. It should give you all the associated libraries that go along with it. Now there's a really simple example here that they show on their website. This just basically shows you kind of the breakdown for how you can do an initial NLTK type of project. But I'll also include the link to this. This is an example of an article I found in Real Python that goes into much more depth about it. It goes into the various aspects of natural language processing, text analytics. It goes and gives you specific examples. It talks about the stop words, and most importantly, it gets down to some of the things, some of the keywords, such as the parts of speech and the types of words, and breaking it out. So, like when you see the summary of the parts of speech tags, for instance, that's tremendously valuable as you're trying to understand how this little tree down here works, because these match up directly to what you see here. So let me go ahead and kill those and show you a quick rundown here just to get you prepared. So a couple of these introductory terms which we're going to use. First of all, corpus, that's simply a collection of documents or a collection of texts. That's what you do the analysis on. So your first step, one of your first steps is going to be to create a corpus or to load a corpus. Tokens are individual elements inside of a document or a text. Think of those as words. They're also interchangeably used as words. Tokenizing is that process of breaking it down into tokens. Now you can tokenize either by the word or by the sentence. Stop words is simply a dictionary of words to discard, such as a, and, the, if, I, etc. Sometimes you want to include those words. Most of the times you would not. And so discarding stop words is very common, as is like discarding numbers and making all the same case, so you can match up and you don't get one with uppercase, one with lowercase, or camel case type situations. Stemming reduces the words to their root. So for stemming the word itself, it would be like stem. It wouldn't be stemming, the ing part of it. So there again is to try to combine very like pieces of text together. That's what you use stemming for. Parts of speech, as I just mentioned a moment ago, that's like nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, etc. And here is just a simple key of some of the more common ones which you'd run into. Lemmatizing is very similar to stemming, reducing the words to their core meaning. And then you've got chunking and chinking. So chunking allows you to identify a series of phrases within a context and include it, where chinking excludes a pattern. It's kind of the opposite of the chunking. And then named entity recognition is the final thing. That allows you to find named entities within your text. So again, that can be very useful if you're trying to find patterns within a text. So we'll do it as a live coding session. This Jupyter notebook is just an example of what I'll turn in for the demonstration script. But you in class will go through with the instructor and build out the NLTK live on live. So grading criteria is the same as we've had with previous weeks. And I've actually got a couple of examples here. One's from the Gutenberg corpus, but the one I'm going to walk you through right now is just a basic NLTK, and that comes from the NLTK website, which I just showed you a moment ago. So here it's going to do the imports. It's going to import tree too as well, so you can get that nice pretty visualization. Then it's going to download some supporting libraries, and that's what these functions right here are doing. Stop words as well as the chunker piece of it. Here's an example sentence which it's going to use in order just to do a test. And we're going to run that through the tokenizer by using the word / token and putting that sentence as the parameter with it. So the output of this would be, as you see, like at 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning, etc. So then if we want to break that into the the parts of speech, feed those tokens which you just tokenized out into tagged, and that's going to create a nice little array here. So it's going to create the output of like a double pair of like at and then in, 8 and then cd, o'clock and then jg. That maps back to, again, remember, these parts of speech such as adjectives, nouns, etc. that we discussed up here. Next thing it's going to do is it's going to do some chunking. And so here again, we're going to do like S8. Sorry, we're going to do it by sentence. We're going to do it by like at 8 o'clock on. It's going to put that together, and then it's going to build a simple tree string out of it. The final thing would be to do a draw. Now again, I'm looking at these specific parts of speech, and so it's going to draw a nice little tree out of that. So if I go ahead and run this code, again, it's very, very small because it's only one sentence. Let me blow this up so you can actually see it. And so here we see the parts of speech, and it's breaking the sentence down into the various parts of speech and how they relate to each other. The cat sat on a mat, for example. Okay, so that's just a basic example. Obviously, in the live coding session, we'll go through more. You can start to take a look at this more detailed version down here. This gets into a lot of other things, but it'll still produce you very similar type visualization as you see here. So that's what we've got for week 11. Please try to make it to one of the office hour live coding sessions. If you can't, they will be recorded and you can follow up afterwards. And then again, you can ask questions on the discussion forum directly to your instructor or through email as well. So those will all be available to you. So please again try to sign up for one of the online live coding sessions, because we'll walk through building these actual scripts out from zero. Okay. Any questions? Just reach out. Thanks.